Hey everyone, welcome to my review of Gurren Lagann. I will be reviewing the first three episodes for SF Nerds Anime Club. Now, the opening for this anime is really catchy. I think it's called Soriyaro Days. It's really good. It's one of the few anime openings that I'll listen to every time when I'm watching a new episode, like kind of like the Attack on Titan's first opening or Dragon Ball Z back in the day. Surprisingly, though, I have yet to actually download the song, but it's still an amazing song. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Na, 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 na. Now, before I start talking about the characters and the story, I really want to talk about the animation first. Um, the animation in this show is crazy. I honestly didn't know that it was made in 2007 until my friend told me after watching like the first 5 or 6 episodes, and I was like, "What? It was made in 2007?" Because the animation is so much better. Like they must have had some like secret technology or something. Because the animation in this anime is really good. It's like clear, it's fluid, it looks great. There's lots of colors, a lot of effects. It's really good. Also, the fight scenes are very well animated. They're very well choreographed. Every punch, every laser beam, everything that comes flying out. I'm really glad that the animator took the time to do that because in some other animes that I've watched, the fight scenes are very kind of boring, and you mostly have just the characters like monologue, talking, and whatever. So I'm glad the animators took the time to like actually have an action scene where it's like 30 seconds of like actual just things going off and it all looks very good. The story starts off in an underground village where we're introduced to our first two main characters, Simon and Kanama. I think that's how you say his name. Simon, he's a digger for the village. He digs to help expand their territory, and he also digs for himself to find treasure. He's very timid and he's not very driven. He rather just play by the rules and do this what anybody else tells him to do. He doesn't want to get in trouble. I think he's scared mostly because his parents were killed in an earthquake, so he's very to himself and he's very afraid. And so then we have the next main character whose name is Kanama, and he's the exact opposite of Simon. He's very driven, he's very confident in himself, and he doesn't listen to anybody. He'll do whatever it takes to get to where he wants to go. His goal is to escape the underground village and make it to the outside world where he once visited with his father. So basically, what happens is a giant Goman, which is basically a mech, breaks through the roof of their village and starts wrecking stuff. And the small gunman that Simon found while digging, he uses it to fight back with Kamina. And they end up meeting the third main character, Yoko, who's really cool. She's a really cool character, female character. Usually, female characters aren't like female main characters. They don't seem to have like much purpose. They usually just end up getting kidnapped or like you know um, they say they're strong but they're not. So it's kind of cool watching an anime where the actual female lead is one of the female leads is actually as badass as they sound or as badass as they say they are. After they defeat the giant mech, they end up outside where they meet Ron, the flamboyant mechanic. Personally, I love Ron. Ron, in my opinion, is one of the funniest characters in the series simply because of all the jokes, like the flamboyant jokes he makes with everybody, and that weird squiggly thing he can do with his fingers and his thumb. I just love that. Now I've heard like a lot of people like this anime's soundtrack. I personally never really noticed it all that much. You have your sad music, you have your happy music, your action music, but personally, none of it really stood out to me. I found that Kill la Kill's music stood out a lot more in terms of like when that beat comes on, you're like yeah. So, but really for me for Gore and I didn't really notice much of the like soundtrack other than the opening, which again is one of my favorite openings from pretty much any anime I've ever watched. My final thoughts on this anime. I would recommend you watch it if you haven't watched it yet. It's a really good anime. It has a strong message of you gotta believe in yourself. Just don't stop no matter what anybody tells you. Just keep going. Aim for the heavens. Your drill will pierce the heavens. As weird as that sounds out of context. It's a really good anime. It's really heartwarming. It's the characters develop really well. You see like a great change from the beginning to the end, and see when you see where the characters are at. So I would give this anime like a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10 or a 9.5 out of 10. It's up there. It's really good, and especially the animation again for its time. like where it was like for 2000 being made in 2007. I honestly couldn't tell. Like I thought it was made in like 2010 or 2011. The animation was really good. They have a really good opening. So all in all, this anime is really good. Thank you guys for watching my first ever review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you go watch the anime. It's really good, as I said before. And I'll see you guys later. Na, 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 na,